So let's get this going. I'm going to do comparative summary statistics. So I've got individual columns of the ages for each of the three categories in my resting ECG variable. So let's go to our data tab again, and I'm going to click on data analysis. I'm going to select descriptive statistics again. So here we go. Let's make our selection. So I'm going to hit on that little button there. Now it might remember some previous selection that you made, so just be careful on that. Now this time around, let's just include the whole lot. So I'm including the name right at the top. I can still do that. I'm going to hold down Shift, Command, down arrow. And that only goes to row number 189. Exactly what I want. I don't want everything. And now I'm just going to say labels in first row. So what it's going to do is just going to exclude that first row because that just had a word in it. So that's certainly not what I want. So the output range, let's select that. So I'm going to go right there. So let's put this one right there. F1. Why not? You can put it anywhere you want. Let's put it there. And then I'm going to this time just do summary statistics. Let's not select the confidence intervals. We're not talking about that right now. Everything else seems fine to me. My data is in a column. No issue whatsoever. And I'm just going to click OK. Let's go between the F and G, double click, and there we go. So it says LVH at the top. It got that from the fact that I had that little selection, which is great. And it gives me the mean age of everyone who had left ventricular hypertrophy, and we see that right there. So let's go for the next one. I'm going to hit data analysis again. It's descriptive statistics. Great. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to make a new selection. So I'm going to go normal and Shift Command, Shift Control, down arrow. Everything is selected. That looks great to me. And I want columns. There is a label in my first row. Let's put the output range. And maybe I want that one right here. That looks great to me. Fine. Everything is fine. Summary statistics is clicked. Click OK. I'm going to go between the I and J, double click. And there we go. So we already see that those with left ventricular hypertrophy had a mean age of 56, and those that was normal were quite a bit younger. They were 51 years old. There seems to be something in there. There seems to be quite a significant difference between the ages of people with a normal resting ECG compared to those whose ECG showed that they had some enlargement of their heart, left ventricular hypertrophy. So let's do the last one. Everyone who had ST segment changes, that meant that there were some blockages of their coronary arteries, maybe a bit of high cholesterol, etc. And so let's do those. Data analysis again, descriptive statistics, great, hit OK. I'm going to click that little button right there. And I'm going to select the ST column by clicking on C1, Shift Control, Shift Command, down arrow. Everything is selected. Expand that again. There is a label in the first row. That is great. Where do I want to put my data? Well, let's put it right next to it. So right there. And everything else looks great. I'm going to hit OK. Go between the L and the M, double click there. So I have that little expansion there. And look at that. It seems that people that had these ischemic changes on their ECG and the people who had left ventricular hypertrophy, they had the same mean age, 56 roundabout. But those that had a normal resting ECG, they were quite a bit younger. And this tells me just so much. I can already suspect if I do comparison of those three means, that'll be an analysis of variance, ANOVA test, that I might find a significant F statistic. I might find a significant difference there between those three values. And it would look to me as if the difference is going to be between normal and LVH and between normal and ST. And so I can already get some idea of what I think is going to happen in my data analysis. Let's look at something else. It seems like in all three instances, the median and the mean are very close to each other. Median and mean very close to each other. Median and mean very close to each other. Gives me some sort of indication that there's not a lot of skewness in this data, and it might be appropriate for me just to use a normal parametric test as far as the ANOVA is concerned, as opposed to something like a Kruskal-Wallis test. If I look at the variances, 78, 87, 80, if I do a specific test or just a ratio test, it looks like those variances are sort of similar to each other, and that also helps me to decide when it comes to my data analysis, which is something we'll talk about later in the course. So there you have it. I'm doing summary statistics as far as Excel is concerned, I have some data. I can calculate the summary statistics that I'm interested in, both for numerical and categorical variables, univariate, and I can do comparative summary statistics. Now, the last one that I might want to do is comparative summary statistics as far as 2 categorical variables is concerned. And that'll be in the next video.